Restaurant stocks have been on an absolute tear this year. Some of them well outperforming the S&P 500 year to date. Today, we're going to be talking about one of the stocks that I hold in my investing portfolio. We're going to go over their recent earnings that came out last week, and I'm going to talk about just one red flag that I'm seeing with this stock. So let's start off by checking out some of these stocks. We've got Texas Roadhouse, which is the one I hold in my investing portfolio. We have Darden, which is Olive Garden, Cheesecake Factory, BJ's Brewhouse, and Eat, which is Brinker, which is the parent company for Chili's. So if we look at year to date right here, Cheesecake is absolutely destroying it up over 100%. If you own Cheesecake Factory, congratulations. Absolutely amazing, right? All of these are doing good. Darden bringing up the rear at about 24% year to date. And then Texas Roadhouse, Chili's coming in over 60%. Same thing with BJ's, right? So let's zoom out and let's look at a 3-year chart and see how these stocks have performed. Guys, Chili's, right? Eat, the Brinker company that owns Chili's, 500%. Guys, I gotta say, if I had to pick any of these restaurants to not eat at, it would absolutely be Chili's. Their food is it's not that great. It's very consistent and their deals are amazing, right? You can go in there and get a burger, a fries, and an appetizer and a soda. I don't know what it is. It's well under $15, right? Absolutely amazing deal. And I gotta say, this is the only restaurant that I have in town. So we go frequently, maybe 6 to 8 times a year or so. Try not to eat out too often. And I gotta say, the place is ran absolutely amazing and it is super consistent. Doesn't matter if I've sat at the bar, I've sat at a table, the service has just been really, really good. All right, so let's zoom out a little bit further, right? And let's go to a 5-year chart and see who is on top here. Chili's, still Chili's, absolutely amazing. Guys, I never even thought to hold Chili's. It's something I'm probably going to look into and go over their numbers and see what's going on. So we have Chili's at 350% on a 5-year, Cheesecake at 183, Texas Roadhouse at 150. I got to be honest, I'm very happy with Texas Roadhouse. 150% on a 5-year is amazing. Let's zoom out even further. Guys, I'm going to tell you why I hold Texas Roadhouse. And also, we're going to talk about why I might have to sell it one day. So if we go out on a 10-year, Texas Roadhouse is winning, right? Guys, this company is absolutely amazing. Their management team is just phenomenal. Every earnings call, Jerry Morgan, their CEO, just brings the energy. And I mean, you can see why the company is so successful. It's not just their scratch kitchen and their food. It's their energy. And, they are just doing everything they can. So let's talk a little bit about their earnings, right? So they reported $1.7 billion in Q2 2026, so 11% year over year. And they drove traffic growth over 3%. Absolutely amazing. One thing that we're worried about here is their commodity inflation. Guys, I'm not worried about this. These guys, weathered the great financial crisis, in the late 2000s, barely missing a beat. These guys weathered the shutdowns in 2020. I mean, for over a year, they couldn't even have people in their restaurant. So they pivoted to take out food. And eventually the economy opened up and, we are where we are today. And they are just, I think, no matter what, is thrown at them, I'm completely confident in this team. Absolutely amazing. So if we check it out right here, guys, these guys are doing everything they can with their extra cash, right? They're adding locations, right? Expanding the company. They also will expand a location. They will start small. They will go in and see what size they need, do all their estimates, view the neighborhoods around it, view the traffic that's coming through or possibly going to be coming through. And they'll leave room for growth. They will actually go in there and expand that restaurant if they need to. Dividends. They pay a dividend. So they're giving back to the shareholders. And stock repurchase. They are actually repurchasing stocks. I mean, absolutely amazing company. If you don't know, they don't just do Texas Roadhouse. They actually have Bubba 33s. There's about 50 Bubba 33s locations. Very similar to Texas Roadhouse. It's a sports bar. Same type of scratch kitchen. Absolutely amazing. I've been to a handful of them, and it's just as good as Texas Roadhouse. They don't have the biscuits or the rolls, That's kind of disappointing, but the food's just as good and the service is just as amazing. Jaggers is their quick service restaurant. I want to say they don't have maybe somewhere between 10 and 20. So that doesn't really, factor in too much when it comes to the numbers compared to the other two chains, especially Texas Roadhouse just being their major one. They hit an average weekly sales of $177,000. So throughout all their restaurants, they averaged 177,000 a week. Absolutely amazing. That is definitely a historic number for them, an all-time high. So yeah, looks like they're firing all cylinders. So now let's talk about my concern. What am I concerned about with Texas Roadhouse? It's valuation, guys. So the market cap right now is a 13.5 billion, right? So that's what it is. If you look right here, we see their market cap at 13.5. Guys, it looks like it's 13,000. This is in the millions. So this number is 13 billion. And then if we look at their forward PE, so this is their price to earnings, but they're forward. So what they're projected. So they're taking the analyst numbers and they're dividing it by the price to their earnings, right? So usually Texas Roadhouse trades at about 25, somewhere in that range. If you can get it down to 20 or anything under 20, it isn't buy all day long. So right now it's trading at a 28 and their PE ratio, kind of the same thing. It trades at about a 25, pretty high right now. So what I want to do is I want to go back through history and I want to look at some of the times when it's been trading at a higher valuation. So we're going to look at Q2 right down here, 2024, and we can see their forward PE is 27.78. So let's line it up. Q2 2024, we're going to line it up with the market cap at that time, and it is 11.4. Okay, if we flash forward a year, let's see what our returns would have been. So we're going to go to Q2 2025. And we can see it is a 12.5 billion. So you would have made about a 10%. Not that bad. That's actually a decent return. You add the dividends on top, you're probably keeping up with the market, right? Now, let's look at a time when it traded under 20. Right here, Q3 2023, we can see the forward PE is 18.74. And if we look at the PE, it's 21. So definitely low there. So let's line it up with their market cap. Q3 2023. Let's see, 6.3. So it's about a little bit over a 6 billion market cap. And then if we flash forward to Q4, you guys, what's going to happen. Q4 2024, right? Is that what I said? Q4 2024. And it is 12. Yeah. So a double up. It's about a double up. Guys, when you're buying individual stocks, the price you pay absolutely matters. If you are going to individually pick stocks, you have to buy at the right prices and you need to figure out how to value those stocks. So I'm using it in this. Different stocks use different metrics. I'm using the forward PE. You also might use the PEG ratio, which is a price to earnings growth. Right here, you can see it's up at the 2. I'd want to get it down closer to 1. Then it would be a buy. Guys, let's talk about what I'm doing with my investing portfolio. I still have my 14 shares and I'm not selling yet, but if it continued to move higher, I would definitely have to think about it. There might come a time when it's trading high. That being said, you never know how a price of the stock is going to go. Just because it's traded at a 25 forward PE for decades doesn't mean it's going to stay like that. Guys, this thing could move up to a forward PE. So let's say it moved up to a 35 and I decided to sell it, but then it only traded down to a 33 forward PE. I have something I would have to live with, and it's something that I would, definitely factor in if I sold it. All right, guys, that's all I have for you in this one. If you guys want to see every move I'm making in my investing portfolio as well as my gambling portfolio, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, guys.